builders, parents, and collectors. On this episode of the Creation Evaluation Station, I'll be evaluating this Monkie Kids Dragon of the East. To those unfamiliar with my channel, I do in-depth reviews of models and construction kits, both new and old, mostly Lego, but other products as well. I also do reviews and discussions of other creative works, such as movies, video games, and cartoons. And because these are in-depth reviews, they tend to be on the long side, but there are timestamps down here on the bottom and in the description that you can use to jump around to watch your favorite part or to use as bookmarks to come back to at a later date. So don't feel obligated to watch the whole thing at once, and don't feel like you have to watch all of it. But if you want to find out my final thoughts and my evaluation of it, then skip on ahead to that part or wherever else you would be interested in. So, getting down to this thing, looks kind of cool. It's a dragon, but also looks like it's supposed to be like a dragon turtle too. With that round thing on its back. The scaling looks really cool. I'm kind of interested in putting this guy together. He's a bit different than the other dragons we've put together. He's the first Monkie Kid dragon we've put together. That is the front. Here is the back. Got some other builds to this as well, which is always nice. Get that without the glare. Yeah. There you go. So, on to its details. Set number 80037. It's for ages 8 and up. Has, what did I say? 880 pieces and retails for $79.99 on the Lego website, and it's fairly new set, just came out this summer of 2022. I got this one and the really big Heavenly Temple. We'll be doing that one too, although it's going to be the biggest set I've probably reviewed yet. I'm going to set aside a whole week for that one. But yeah, so yeah, this looks kind of interesting, and I'm excited to put it together. Even the side builds look kind of cool. So let's go open this puppy up, see what's inside, and put it together. There we have the contents of the box. We got our instruction booklet and stickers wrapped in a plastic bag together. There are a lot of stickers of the same kind, pretty much, duplicates. Looks like they go on the back of the dragon. I'm not looking forward to that. I'll probably keep them off, but we'll see what it looks like. We got a really thick book. Not too surprising. Moving on to the bag, there's a lot of bags here, although some of them don't have many pieces. We have bag 1, bag 2, bag 3, bag 4, bag 5, bag 6, bag 7, and they gradually get more stuff in them as you move along. I'm guessing that the first couple are just the side builds, and then you actually put the dragon together. But, yep, let's open them up and see what's inside each one. Here we have bag 1. And like usual, we have a brick separator here. And just generally looking at this, you see a lot of red and yellow. I believe this is all Monkie Kids subbed. Sorry about that. We also have the cockpit there. And some propellers for it. There's a stud shooter there, or I think it's actually a dot shooter. A lot of red and gold. We have a classic control panel here. Print. Some red, transparent red dots, which is probably the ammo for the other thing. And we got the Monkie Kid here And he's got his weapon and some other things. We got some trans clear pieces. Yeah, he's got flippers and an air breather and stuff like that. Not a lot here, but I think this is all supposed to be one vehicle. I broke it up in steps like that. Here we have the parts for bag 2. We got some coral and seaweed pieces. Definitely got like land here. We got some sand colored plates. It's probably a piece of land. Different pieces in here. I don't know what all we're building. Maybe it's some more pieces for the sub as well. I don't know. We got some transparent light green studs. We got some transparent purple cones. Kind of cool. We got 2 more characters in here. We have an orange fish, a red crab. We have a green flame piece, which I think that's part of the rings, goes with that. And we also have a purple rod, transparent purple rod. Some, yeah, fish guns. I can't remember what they're called at the moment. But that's all there is in bag 1. It's not a lot here. It almost feels like a poly bag, sort of. It's got 2 characters, maybe a few more pieces, but yeah, not a lot here. On to bag 3 here. Got some nice different colors here, including a pink canopy piece. I don't know what you want to call it. Window, transparent window, and we have a gold shell of all things. You know, you almost think I was putting a friend set together with all these colors in here. It's okay. I like to have different things. And we have this piece. Now, I think there was a black one in the previous one. I have not seen these before. Kind of a ski, looks like a side of a stud, 1x2 plate. I think I mistook it for like a wheel hub, or not a hub, yeah. Goes over the tire. But no, it's a piece I haven't seen before, and I think the black one was a black one, the other one. I mistook it for something else. We got some transparent dots here that probably go in the stud shooters over here. We have this Dragon of the East character. He's got an interesting weapon there. The white dragon hilt, which is cool. Don't know anything about this guy, but he's kind of cool looking from what I've seen of him so far. That's bag 3. Here we have a bag 4. We're over halfway done. Got a lot of joint pieces, and we're getting down to some serious building here, because we got a lot of structural pieces. Large, Technic bricks and regular bricks, plates. We also have a lot of these sloped pieces for whatever reason. Some other different slopes, and we do have other colors. We have some weird colored stuff, so that means there's some internal parts probably we have here, like these. And that green, although that green does kind of match things. And a sand colored piece there. No transparent colors. We've got some of these log pieces and pins and other Technic parts here as well. So we're also getting, definitely getting structural stuff going on here. So that is the 4th bag. Here we are at bag 5. We got some big old saucer pieces. I haven't seen these in a while. In white, I've probably never seen them. So that's cool. We have some shooters here, although the ammo is not here. It's probably in the next bag or something. We got 2 more bags to go after this. Be in there. Gold propellers. We've had some of them already. A bunch of gold pieces in this one. We also have a bunch of transparent pink round bricks. 2x2s. Some more of this light green stuff. I don't know if that's internal or external. I mean, that's not a terrible to go with the color scheme. There's just, you'd think there'd be more of it, so I'm guessing it's internal parts. But yeah, a lot more of this blue-green color and the pink. A bunch of these gold teeth side pieces. That's that. Not too much of interesting. Except for those saucer plates. On to bag 6, we are almost done. We have lots of gold claws here, which means we're probably working on the feet, and we're getting close to being done. We got hinges, we have a lot of this teal green, and a lot of shields, and a lot of these foam pieces, as I call them. Got some other smaller hinges, studs on side pieces, and as I said, a lot of teal, and even more of these curved pieces. Some other odds and ends, some out of the place green parts. Ingots and teal, I don't see too many of them. Magenta color, bunch of these studs on side pieces, and a bunch of these studs on side pieces. And that's it for bag 6. Here we are at the last and final bag. The 7th bag has been opened. Got quite a range of parts, a lot of small ones, because we got, well, it's the last bag, so there's a lot of details to put in. We have some coral, we even have a yellow crab opposed to the red one we had earlier. We finally got those ammo for the flick missile, or whatever you want to call them. Studs on side pieces, hinge parts, got some arches and some round curved tiles, kind of cool. More of these pieces, which we saw tons of in the last one. There's even more in here, although a few less than the last bag, but still a bunch. Some oddball colored stuff. We have some printed, I believe these are the dragon's eyes. And yes, it looks like there's going to be an extra one. I don't know what you do with a single eye. They're pretty cool looking eyes, though. You can make some creepy critters with them. A bunch of these gold pieces. Be really great if it had some leftovers there. I don't know how many's going to be used. There's 5 of them, odd number, but that doesn't mean it won't need them. Plus we've got claws, some gold unicorn horns. Bunch of 1x2 tiles in different colors. Got some fins, although I don't think they're for a figure. Some gold locks. Yeah, that's it. Let's go finish this guy off. Here we have our leftover pieces, and of course we have a brick separator. I have quite a few tidbits here and there, and I'm happy to see we have an extra one of these gold blade things. Got an extra breather unit there, and this is a unique color for this piece, I'm pretty sure, and then we have an extra one of those. Just kind of nice. Same thing for this little clip here. I think it's usually an orange. But a lot of other typical things. Lightsaber hilts, extra rods, dots and things. Oh, and we do have an extra eyeball. What you can do with that. And over here we have our extra ammo. I'm not entirely sure about the numbers here, but I think this is right. But yeah, that's it for the leftovers. Here we have our cast of characters, and our 2 good guys here both have swim fins, which I took them off just because, so I can use my plate here to put them all on. Our characters include Monkey Kid, of course, and then we have Mr. Tang. The evil monkey guy here is Rumble, and then we have the Dragon of the East. So, yeah, these all look pretty snazzy. At first glance, we'll strip them down and see what they look like underneath. I do want to remark on the Dragons of the East headpiece. I think that's an original piece and has not been used before. It's all beard and hair and horns. Looking on the back there, he's got even a little bit of a tail type thing going there. Hair, ponytail type thing. And we got blade in a cool color. We've seen these before. The first time I think we've had that pink blade before. So let's strip them down, take a better closer look at their details. We've got them all stripped down here. We can see them better. Got some nice paint jobs overall. They're, I don't know, maybe there's maybe a slight opacity issue here. The problem is it's, well, not the problem. The good thing is it's printed against a very light color, but it still looks slightly yellowish. The white shirt he's got underneath that. Other than that, looks good. Like he's got white on the boots here, and these are dual molded, but he's got white there, and it looks quite bright. And same with his teeth on his face. Like how he's got swim goggles there. Mr. Tang here doesn't, but I guess his glasses count. I don't know if they keep out the water there very well. He's got an interesting print there for his swimwear. I mean, Monkey Kid's pretty much wearing his regular clothes. The bad guy here looks really spectacular. I say bad guy because though I think both of these are technically bad guys in this series. I'm not quite sure, or in this set. But yeah, it's got some nice metallic printing there. Monkey face looks good and scary. And here's that Dragon of the East without his helmet on. He's got kind of cool metallic green eyes, and he's still got a pink beard and pink eyebrows. Very interesting colored character, but so is the whole set. He's the dragon turtle thing that he rides. Got the nice grid work on the green kind of scalish looking appearance there. Flipping over to the back, he's actually got two faces. This one's more serene, maybe even slightly worried face there. Do still have some nice printing there, although it's not as much as the front. It's too bad there's nothing on here. Definitely don't want a sticker on here the way it's curved, but his robes could use some printing on the back as well as the front. Although, you know, maybe it's supposed to be all white, but still, like, continuing maybe this line here that's on his back down, that would have been nice. And the back of the monkey guy here looks good, and I left his tail on because I forgot to show it with it on either. He does not have a second printing, unfortunately. The other two over here are good guys. Both look pretty nice. He's got some stuff stashed in his belt back there. Monkey Kid looks about the same for that, and faces look good. I don't know what kind of face he's supposed to be making. If he's a scared face, I don't think his eyes would be closed like that. I think it looks more like he's yawning. He must be bored in the water. And this guy, he's got goggles on the front side, but his second face he doesn't, so I don't know. That must be when he comes out of the water. That's what he looks like. But there you have it. They all look pretty good. There isn't too many like opacity issues. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's what's going on here, or that's the shade they're looking for, or they probably didn't put extra paint on because it is a lighter color, but it still bleeds through just a little bit. Yeah, there they are. We've got everything here, and as you can see, there's a lot here. It's a bit of a playset. We're not just getting a dragon. So we're going to look at the individual parts, and we already looked at the figures, so we can pass by them. But we'll look at the individual parts, and we'll get to the dragon last. We'll start with the small stuff. We'll start here first with the Monkey Kid sub. And yeah, it's a bit weird design, but it still looks kind of cool. Why it's a weird design is because of the fact that it's his rod. His magical rod here, unlike the original story where the magical rod just extends its length, this rod actually changes shape, including making vehicles. So yes, this is his rod turned into a sub. And I still think it's pretty cute. I mean, it's has an interesting shape, and although it's got some hard lines in here, it still looks kind of, you know, streamlined. Bit strangely. It's got some lights here on top, and it has this, what is essentially a dot launcher, which can fold up, but also it looks very much like it's also taking the place of a periscope too. Periscope up, periscope down, but it also has a shooter in there so it can fire off, which I'm not going to fire because I know it'll fly well. And then of course the cockpit opens up and you put a character in there. You know, either one's fine. They unfortunately don't have room for their accessories in there, so they have to be let go. But yeah, it's a cute little sub, and it works, gets the job done. It's only a one-seater, and we got 2 characters, so I'm not sure how that works in the story. But somebody must have had to swim all the way down. Alright, on to the next one we have is the bad guys. Not really sub, like motorized swimming device. It is pretty cool because it's a manta, essentially. I don't know if it's supposed to be a mechanical manta or an actual living manta, but it's an actual living manta. It's a bit strange, but I love the build here for the head, the face of the manta, whatever you want to call it. And it's interesting, it uses some trans purple pieces here. There's some nose cones here on both sides, and then a rod here in the middle. It's an interesting touch. I'm not sure why they went with that color, considering, you know, the basic color scheme is black and red. But yeah, it's pretty nicely built. It's got hinges here, so you can even have maybe some nice undulating manta ray movement. And of course it also has these guns at the end, which are supposed to be his accessories, but then like you build him and they show him holding on to him, and then when you build this they show you taking them off and putting them on here. So I mean, it's a good place to store them, but it also, I don't know, functions as giving this guy a weapon as well. So yeah, that's pretty neat. And then on to the last little build here, which really isn't much to it. It is essentially the bottom of the sea, and this cool like statue that is holding the magical MacGuffin thing here, the trans green piece. And I believe what we have going on here is the Dragon of the East, the sea dragon, whatever, is guarding this. But yeah, we got some fish here, and we got some crab, and some nice coral and seaweed pieces. It looks nice. This thing spins, but I don't know if it's supposed to, the way it goes in the story or whatever, but it's just attached with a little pole that lets it rotate. Not too much to talk about with that. It's the MacGuffin, the center point of this set, where you're the goal. Meanwhile, you got other guys either protecting it or after it, what have you. But it's pretty straightforward what it is. So on to the dragon. Now here's our Dragon of the East, I guess. I don't know if it's the character that's the actual Dragon of the East or this dragonish looking thing. In all honesty, I don't even know what this thing is. Is it mechanical? Is it biological? Is it mythical? I'm not even sure. Because, yeah, it looks like a dragon. It also looks like a turtle. So it could be a dragon turtle, except a little bit too long of a neck there. But it's got coral attached to it. You know, is it some kind of biological creature with coral growing off it? Or is it some mechanical thing? Because it's got engines here on its back and missiles on its chest. And not only that, but the metal pops out and becomes a sub. and that is also the pilot seat for this guy. So what exactly is this? It is pretty neat, whatever it is. Might as well look at this first, because technically this is a small side build as well. So it's got two dot launchers that are mounted sideways for a nice firing action. It's got a little flag here on the back, which no, I didn't put the sticker on. And it also has this nice cockpit that opens up with a shell pilot seat, which is kind of cool. And if you can see in there, we got a print with the diodes and things on it. And it's a not bad looking little tiny sub. You know, compared to the other ones. Actually, that's a little bit smaller than this one. But, yeah. And there's just two studs that it fits on, and it comes off and goes on pretty easy. Well, sometimes it's hard to get it lined up right, but yeah, so that's pretty cute. But what exactly is this thing? I don't know. What it is though is cool. I do like it, even if it's a bit strange. So it's some kind of mythical, magical, mechanical dragon turtle. And it's got, you know, this very shell-like structure and these very turtle-like feet claws. Look pretty good. Now the neck here is a permanent position. This does not move. It can move at the base of its head here, like so. It's on a ball joint, so you can move it however you want. But yeah, this neck is permanent. While we're looking at the head, neck area, the mouth opens and closes. And the eyes are kind of creepy looking, but they're cool at the same time. They work. I like the fins. It's probably, I guess, the worst part is it looks more like they are away from the body, the way they stick out quite so much. But yet, the good angle. If you look at it from the top, it looks probably the weirdest. But it's pretty nice design. And this is all built. This head here is all built out of bricks and other pieces. Unlike the Ninjago Dragon heads, which have been, which I still like those, but they are definitely a more dedicated piece. But can, with other pieces, be altered, which I do appreciate that. And he's got these nice golden blades on him that, you know, give off the wispy whiskers and things like that. Now, looking on the back here, we have a tail that's got a hinge here that moves really easy. My board isn't quite exactly flat, but it barely touches the ground, so it moves pretty good. There, I think we need to move this forward a little bit so you can see it. Or sideways. There we go. See, you got a nice hinge here. And that little yellow crab there is kind of cute. I think he helps keep it a little off balance so it swings just a little bit longer. But it's a cute little tail, like the armor plating on it. Goes for the neck as well. He's got shooters here, and they're not activated, but you know, you push them back in and they will fire. Now the sub can't fire from inside here because they're going to hit the inside of the shell. So that is something that is only available really when you're off. You have the sub removed. Now looking on the other side here, whoop, yeah, the sub just fell off. Not too much expected. You see, there's a lot of holes here. That shell is lifted off the ground quite a bit, and I mean, it's okay. Even holes here. This very much feels more like a machine than it does a living creature. I don't know. He's still cool. Now, he's definitely not my favorite dragon, which I'll save that for the final evaluation and stuff. But yeah, this is him. Let's go back to that desk and talk about it a little bit more. We're back here at the desk. Give you my final thoughts and my final evaluation score. Um, so overall, I like this set. There's definitely a lot of fun to be had here to play with. It's a play set more than it's just a dragon, unlike some of the Ninjago sets where we have really large dragon. Now this is a good size dragon. It's not quite as big as some of those other ones, but yes, it allows you to have other things going on in the set, have more fun with it. Yeah, overall, like, it's definitely not my favorite dragon. It's not quite what I was expecting. I love the brick built head. The sea turtle aspect of it is very interesting and an interesting take on it. But yeah, definitely not my favorite dragon. I still like it, and it's very unique. It's got going for it, and I have no problem with unique things, different types of builds and stuff. This is not what I expected for the first dragon to show up in the Monkey Kids series. I'm still holding out for a dragon for the for May. I think it's May. For May. The white dragon horse character, and I'm hoping she gets a dragon that's in her base colors, which is white and the lime green and stuff, and the jade color. I think that'll be really cool. It'd be nice if we get an oriental dragon, which this is kind of an oriental dragon as well. Just by looking at that head, that's a very oriental dragon. The rest of it, however, isn't quite, because it looks more like a turtle, but a dragon turtle even, because they are quite scaly, thick heavy scales. But yeah, we haven't had a really good oriental dragon yet, really. I think the best one was actually Lloyd's dragon mech thing from the movie. I mean, they've had some more Chinese-looking Oriental-looking dragons, but none of them have really been like the good quality ones, like the most recent dragons we've gotten with the fire dragon, the ultimate dragon, all those newer dragons, the sea dragon, stuff like that. So, here's hoping for that, but this was not what I expected. When I first heard the title of the set, I got very excited. When it came out, maybe a little less excited, but I really like the looks of it as well. It's got some interesting color scheme as well. But, yeah, so part of me was mildly disappointed, but I'm still quite satisfied with this set. So, now as far as moving into our final evaluation, as far as appearance goes, this thing looks great. Despite my, surprise or lack thereof, yeah, it still looks good. There's a lot of great looking stuff here. The mini builds look great. The different subs look great, including the sub that's built into the dragon's back. So I gave appearance a 10 easily. I don't remember all my grades, but yeah, that got a 10. Now, as far as function goes, I am taking a point off primarily for the posability of the dragon. I think it needs more. I wish the neck could do more. Maybe an extra hinge or two so it could undulate maybe a little bit. Something along those lines. Other than that, I mean, there isn't a lot to say about functionality of this. I mean, you got cockpits that open on all the subs. Everybody fits in them fine. They just sit in there. The shooters work pretty good. Tail works fine. The joints on the dragon are, they're there, but they're almost inconsequential because you really can't do much with these short, stubby limbs. That's where, like I said, you could use more joints here in the head, so you can do more with this, which you can't. Just up and down, left and right, ball joint, and the mouth opens and closes. That's about it. I mean, it's nothing terrible with this. There's still, plenty of fun to have with it, enjoyment. But yeah, I gave Function a 9. Now, as far as fun goes, there's a lot here. You got stud shooters and weapons and things going on here. I mean, this is essentially kind of like a dragon tank, if you would. And it's really cool. I would say, there's some unbalancing because we have one big vehicle, but the little builds are substantial. Plus, we actually, I believe, have 3 factions here because both the Monkey Kid and this guy are after the MacGuffin. And the other guy is guarding the MacGuffin, but these two are also at odds with each other. So we kind of have multiple things going on here at the same time. So, yeah, there's a lot of play here with a lot of different characters to play with and, different vehicles and everything else. It's a play set. And I usually talk about balance, but this one isn't just a one-on-one teeter-totter balance. It's spread out much more against 3 different groups vying for or protecting for one MacGuffin-y thing, chasing after it. And although you have the one vehicle that's much bigger, vehicle, dragon, whatever you want to call this thing, you got plenty of action with all of it going on here. So it doesn't feel quite so unbalanced, even though you have a really big thing going on. So I gave fun a 10. A lot of good scenarios to play with here, a lot of things to play with here. It got a 10. Now, as far as technique goes, there are some interesting uses of parts for designing of this, especially the building of that brick base head. But really, there's just nothing that stands out too much to me. And there's nothing bad here by any means. So I ended up giving it a 9, just kind of a meh, even though there are some good stuff in here. But the actual build for the main body and stuff really isn't that amazing. Not really. So yeah, I gave that a 9. And you take that up, add it all together, you get to 38, divide by 4 for an average of a 9.5, and that is our grade for this set. Average. Now, as far as price goes, oh boy, we got something good here. It's $79.99 and has 880 pieces even. That gives, divide that out, and you get 9 cents per piece, so a penny below 10 cents per piece. And yeah, that's a really good price. Surprisingly good price. So it got a G for good. And with that price, I mean, it's a great set too. I mean, there's plenty of fun to have here, and you're getting a good deal with your parts for price ratio. So yeah, it got a G. Now that brings our final evaluation score to a 9.5 G. So this is a really solid set. Solid, good set. It's, not a perfect set, but it's a solid, a decent, really decent set at a really decent price. It's a solid set. So yeah, I'm kind of curious how well Monkey Kid's doing. They're continuing to make them. That's a good sign. So, and this is technically, I mean, I think this is supposed to be like a 0.5 wave, so it goes along with the wave we got earlier this year. I don't know. I have not figured out how the Monkie Kid stuff's working. It's not being released the same. Feels like the same as the regular stuff. I mean, they only had 3 sets come out with this wave. There one really big palace, this dragon, and then that big fan thing, which is cool and all, but I didn't think it was worth the price. But yeah, I'm kind of curious how they're doing. I mean, and of course, what do you guys think of all the Monkie Kids stuff? I enjoy it. It's fun. It's something different than Ninjago. You got different characters, and therefore you can have different sets, like this weird, bizarre turtle dragon thing, and that makes me happy. So I enjoy it. I like having something else, and I understand it's more for the Chinese audience, so there's no problem with the rest of the world having it. I mean, the mythos from the Dragon Kid stuff is used in other things as well, right? In the Japanese stuff. I mean, most people are familiar with Dragon Ball Z, and some of the mythos behind Dragon Ball Z is the same as this. Not the whole story. It's actually quite a bit different, but the initial premise was. So yeah, I really like the Monkie Kid stuff. It's different than Ninjago. I am hoping we get an actual dragon type creature, although this definitely could be considered a dragon, but one of in the newer style of dragons that we've gotten with the Ninjago stuff. And like I said, a dragon for May, who's got really cool color scheme. I think a white and jade looking dragon will look really cool. Technically, white is a color of jade. Jade is not just green; it can be white as well. So that'd be cool. I'd like to see that. But yeah, so leave me know what you guys think down in the comments, and of course, please just comment anything. It helps the channel out, helps the algorithm with promoting the channel. And I now have a Patreon, so go check that out. I'm going to add more tiers, although all I really need you guys is to sign up for the first tier to help me out. That would be great. The more people that do it, every little bit counts, adds up, and it will help this channel grow. Giving me better cameras and processing a better computer to process things, and help keep the lights on, and let me get more products for you guys to review for you guys and stuff. I'm hopefully going to be branching out here to doing some more regular models and stuff, and also helps me keep going with the newer Lego sets. I am going to be working on my back catalog, which I have a large amount of stuff I have not put together yet. So we got a lot of stuff to look at, older stuff to look at, but I want to keep going with newer stuff as we go. That's going to require help from you guys, the viewers, and just watching this and liking and subscribing, of course, helps as well. So even if you can't donate on Patreon or whatever, you can do that. And also make sure you're following me. Hit that bell to be let known when I get new videos out. And also follow me on either Facebook, Twitter, whichever one you prefer. I will slowly probably branch out to a few other things as well, so that you guys can get notifications faster, because YouTube is slow. Yeah, so that's it for me here at the Creation Evaluation Station, reminding you that creativity is key.